This is Chintan Patel and welcome back to the video lecture series of the fundamentals of machine design. In this lecture, we will see the applications of the design procedure that we have learned in the previous lectures, that was the design of the rocker arm lever. And we are going to see the application using the examples, numericals, which can be asked in your examination up to in 7 marks. So it is very important because in most of the examination this type of numericals can be asked, and these numericals are kind of a compulsory numericals, and which are really easy to calculate because the number of steps are same, and the procedure are going to be same, and that's why this type of numericals are the really easy marks type of numericals. So let's get started with the first slide, where you will find the data of this example. The data itself indicate that the design of a rocker arm lever having an equal arms. So there are two types of the arms of the lever. The first one is the load arm and the second one is the effort arm. So the equal arms of 160 mm length. So both are having the length equals to 160 mm. So LP equals to LW, which is 160. Now inclined at 135 degree. Those are inclined at 135 degree. It means that your arms are inclined at 135, and that's why this is the alpha and not the theta. In our equation of the reaction at fulcrum RF, we need theta value, which can be calculated using the relation between the alpha and the theta. We will see that in the upcoming procedure. For an exhaust valve of a gas engine subjected to a maximum force of a 2500 Newton at a roller end. So the force is engine is subjected to a maximum force of 2500 Newton at roller end. So this is the value of the force applied on the lever. The lever is having the I cross section. So the cross section shape is also given of the size 6t by 2.5 t and t. So these are the dimensions of the I section. The permissible tensile stress for the lever material is 80 megapascal. So sigma t value permissible is also given, and the permissible bearing pressure for the pin is 6 megapascal. This bearing pressure is just for the pin material and not for the lever cross section material, where we will require where we do not require the bearing pressure at all. So let's get started with the design. This is the design of the rocker arm lever, which we have learned in the previous procedure lecture. As you can see, the angle between the arms is provided and the theta is not given. So the theta should be calculated using the relationship between the alpha and theta. First of all, we will we will start with the first step of the procedure, and that is the determination of the fulcrum reaction. Now we have the value of the LP and LW. Both the value of LP and LW are the same. So whenever we apply the first equation, that is nothing but the equation of the principle of moment, and if you apply this equation, then this two will get cancelled out because of the equality. Then your P and W will be the same, and the value of the P will be 2500 Newton. That was very easy. Now we will calculate the value of RF. Now for the calculation of RF, you will need the relation between the theta and alpha. So theta can be calculated using the 180 minus alpha. 180 minus alpha. Alpha value is given as 135. So if you subtract the 135 from 180, then you will get the answer of 45. And this value is substituted in the equation given below. So this value is substituted over here. Now if you simplify the equation, because there are no unknowns required in the unknowns available in this equation, so that you can calculate it using the calculator. So this answer comes out to be the 4619.4 Newton. So RF is calculated using this equation. Now we will see another step of this procedure, that is nothing but the dimension of the fulcrum pin. Now if you see this step, then this step contains the two different sub steps. Those are the bearing pressure and the shear stress. So first of all, what we are going to do, we are going to calculate using the bearing pressure. Now we will apply the equation of bearing pressure, that is RF equals to LB into D into PB. Now we know that the RF is equals to what? RF is equals to 4619.4. Now if you simply add each and every values, then you will find that there is only one unknown is required to be calculated, that is D. So when you make it subject, when you make the D as a subject and calculate the rest of the values, then you will get the answer of 25 mm. Now based on from D you can calculate the LB, and LB is calculated as a 32 mm. So D and LB are calculated in this particular step. But again, we have utilized one assumption in this procedure, and that assumption is 1.25 times D is LB. Now due to this assumption, we require to make sure that we are required to ascertain that our assumption is safe or not, and to check whether that is safe or not, we will check the shear stress generated into the body. Now let's get started with the checking of the shear stress. The shear stress, allowable shear stress, is tau equals to 0.5 times sigma t. Now we have the value of sigma t, that is 80 Newton per mm square. So we have the given tau, that is 40 Newton per mm square. Now our calculation tau should be less than 40, otherwise it will not be safe in the during working condition. Now the equation of shear stress is this. If you apply the value of the RF from the previous slide and the D from the previous slide, then you can directly calculate the value of tau. That value of tau comes out to be the 4.9 Newton per mm square, which is less than 40, and that's why the fulcrum pin is safe against shear failure. So our assumption was safe here. We have taken some risk, and our risk turned out to be the fruitful. So we will see another step of the of this example, that is the diameter of the boss of the lever, that is DO. The outside diameter is represented by DO. But first we need to calculate the inside diameter. So inside diameter, DI is equals to D plus 2 times thickness of the bush. Now the thickness of the bush is not provided in the given data, but what we are going to do, we are going to assume that the thickness of the bush is 3 mm. So this is the thickness of the bush. Whenever you are provided the thickness of the bush, then you can utilize that value only. Otherwise, whenever they do not provide it, we will assume the thickness of the bush as a 3 mm. Now by taking the 3 mm thickness of the bush and calculate the value of DI as a 31 mm. Now it's the turn of the DO. Now let's calculate the DO. DO can be calculated using the two different methods. First one is the method of bending stress, and the second one is the method of empirical relations. I hope you remember those steps from the previous lectures, and if you don't understand how those steps are going to how we are using these steps, then you can just check our previous video, so that you can have the clear conceptual idea about this example procedure. So now what we are going to do, we will calculate the moment which is required in the bending equation. So moment can be calculated using the W into LW or P into LP. Both are equal as per the rule of the moment. Okay, so W into LW equals to 2500 into 160. Now we have the value of M. Now what we are going to do, we are going to substitute this value in this equation, that is my by I. Now we have to calculate this value using the final equation, which is this, and this equation comes from the diagram which is given below. This is the diagram of the cross-section view of the fulcrum. The fulcrum contains three different components. The first middle one is the fulcrum pin. Above the fulcrum pin, you will find the bush, and on the bush we will apply the boss. So you can calculate the value. You can directly find those cross-section area from this diagram, from which you will calculate the BD cube by 12 equation. Now after using that equation, you can directly substitute the values which are already available in the given data as well as from our calculation. Then you will see that there is only one unknown which is remaining as it is, that is DO, which is not known right now. So if you simplify your equation, then you will get a cubic equation like this. This is our final simplified cubic equation. Then what you have to do is you have to solve this equation by the trial and error method, and by the trial and error method you will get the answer of the DO as 40.85 mm. So what we are going to do, we will round off that value, that will comes out to be the 41 mm diameter, outside diameter of the boss. Now outside diameter of the boss is calculated using one method. We have another method, that is empirical relation method. The empirical relation itself indicates that DO is equals to 2D. DO equals to 2D. Now D value is already provided, and now if you calculate that value and DO equals to 2D gives you the larger answer, then you can consider that answer as your final answer, because that will be more safer as compared to the previous one. So you can directly, you cannot directly use that method instead of the bending stress method. You will have to calculate both using both the method and select the one which is more safer. Now we will consider the fourth and the last step of the example, that is the dimension of the lever cross section. The dimension of the lever cross section is a little bit tricky, because here the moment distance is changing, because we will have to subtract the radius from the distance in order to calculate the ml. So ml is calculated by subtracting the radius, that is do by 2. Now we have the value of the do from the previous steps, and by the calculation you can get the answer in terms of Newton into mm. By calculation you have found the value of ml, and this value will be directly substituted in the equation of the sigma b. The sigma b equation is m by z, where z is nothing but the I by y. Z is nothing but I upon y. What is I? I is the moment of inertia of the cross section. Now you can say that this is the moment of inertia. So I cross section. So moment of inertia of this cross section can be calculated using the capital BD cube minus small bd cube by 12. So capital B is what? Capital B is this much dimension, small b is what? This is b by 2, and capital D is total depth and small b is this much depth. By calculation you can get this answer, but our intention is to find out the cross section area, and this cross section area is in terms of T. As you can see, the value of H is 60 and value of B is 2.5T, which is given in the given data, which is provided in the given data. Now if you just find out the value of the Z, then BT into H will be your answer, and your answer will look like this, 15 times T cube. Now if you substitute this value in the above equation, your equation would look like this, and as you can see in this equation, the only unknown remaining in the equation is T cube, and by taking the cube root you can simplify your answer and get the answer as a 6.7 mm as your final answer. Now this T can be utilized to calculate the values of BH, so that you can calculate, you can find the values of each and every dimensions of the cross sections. So these are the basic steps by which you can calculate any examples of the rocker arm lever. The examples may have some twists and turns, so to confuse the students, but if you have the clear concepts about the rocker arm lever design procedure, then you can solve any example without any hesitation. Okay, so I suggest you all to keep practicing this type of examples, keep doing the practice and solve as much as you can, so that you can solve easily in your examination also. Okay, so we conclude our lecture over here. Thank you.